Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this series of games between MaDFroG and Sjow. I did do a little bit more research. This is a best of three for the EPS Nordic 3, which is some sort of tournament through the ESL, which is the Electronic Sports League. It does appear that there is lots of different games in this particular tournament, such as Counter-Strike and StarCraft. The StarCraft 2 purse is actually pretty surprising. It's 2,000 euros for first, 1,000 for second, 500 euros for third, and fourth does get a 300 euro prize. I'm not sure where these two players played in the tournament, or even if it's still going on or anything like that. I do know these games are patch 1.1, but other than that, I do not know much about it, so I do apologize for that. If I do find out more information, I'll try to post an annotation, maybe a link to the bracket or something like that. But again, we do have MaDFroG as the red Zerg and SCOW as the blue Terran. But we do have a new map, Scrap Station. MaDFroG sends out the early drone scout, which is kind of odd because his overlord can get over there fairly fast unless he wants to do some kind of worker harass or even a gas steal. As the SCV for SJOW does get across the map, Scrap Station, and one thing to note, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows, is that the rush distance on this map is very huge, so usually games on this map do tend to last longer. As I say that, MaDFroG does throw down an early expansion, which is always a good idea for a Zerg on this map, because of exactly what I just said. The rush distance is very, very huge, but it does allow for SJOW to get out the early Reaper, which it's not so early anymore as they did increase the time for those to build. He's not going to be going for Reapers as he does train up a Marine and does not opt for a Tech Lab. So, well, I was going to say we shouldn't see a bunker, but there is going to be a bunker. We did see this in the last game. MaDFroG is going to try to pull some SCVs off this to try to deal with this drones off the mineral line to deal with this SCV. This bunker going up isn't going to be the biggest thing in the world, pretty much just like it was last time, but it is annoying nonetheless. Spawn and pool only about halfway complete as this Marine does come out for SJOW across the map, so MaDFroG ought to be able to get rid of this, maybe. Couldn't hurt to pull a couple of more Marine or drones off the mineral line to get rid of this, but despite that fact, this Marine is just far too slow, and I do believe this will burn to the ground as he does try to salvage it, and he does indeed salvage that bunker. So nothing hurt for our Terran player SJOW. Looks like he might get a drone kill with proper micro. It's going to be hard because these drones are, I think they're the same speed as the Marine is, 0.86, and oh, did I look at the wrong thing? Moves speed 281, and I have no idea what it is for the Marine because he died. 225, so the drones do move a little bit faster. They were able to pick off that Marine. So, early pressure yet again, D9 for the Zerg player, MaDFroG. We do have 4 lings going across the map. I'm going to activate this Zelnaga Watchtower and come in, see if they can't get a little bit of work done on MaDFroG, or SJOW rather, the Terran, but it does look like his wall off is complete as this excellent Overlord placement should already see that, but we did see in the last game. Actually, there does look like there's a small crevice right here that he might be able to get links through, but there are Marines blocking it. But in the last game, we did see the factory swap with the barracks right here, which allowed for MaDFroG to get links into the base. No damage was done, however. Looking at the income tab, the Zerg player, MaDFroG, is indeed pulling ahead with his 2-base play here on Scrap Station. Looks like these drones are just going to chill out by the watchtower, make sure nothing fishy goes on, as there actually is a Hellion out. So, pretty similar builds to last time, except this time it doesn't look like we have a Roach Warren, so this Hellion could actually get a little bit more work done in than it did last time. The Roaches last time pretty much null and voided the Hellion play, but it looks like this Hellion already has 1 kill, 2 kills, very low hit points, only 5 hit points. He might be able to roast another Ling. Probably best for him to go back to the base, get repaired, get sent out for some another mission to kill drones and lings. We do have an extremely high number of, well, actually only 2 extractors, but with no tech that requires any amount of gas, that is a lot of gas that MaDFroG is going to have. And actually, he has a lot of minerals too. Note 800 minerals, because he is indeed been droning like crazy. Geez, 41 over 26. That's a lot of drones. We do have metabolic boost on the way. Double gas going down. He is going into layer tech. Pulling up a production tab. Drones, creep tumors, pretty much everything an early Zerg can have, he is getting. No tech though for what he's going to be going, or he hasn't shown what he's going to be going for later on. There's a bunch of Hellions though that can get a lot of work done if they were to get into the base of MaDFroG, as there's really nothing here to deal with them. There is a queen. Pulling up the units tab, it looks like he does have 3 queens, so there is an extra queen that could get rid of any kind of early air or these Hellions if they do decide to push up into the base of MaDFroG. Viking for SJW going to come out, do some more Overlord scouting, hunting. I'm sure he already has 1 kill. I'm pretty sure that's an Overlord. I'm not sure what MaDFroG says here. They are Swedish, I think, so it might be something in Sweden. Swedish rather. Expansion going down for SJW. So yeah, we're getting a pretty similar build too out of SJW. Failed to mention, I did note though that there was an army going down. Looks like we're going to get a double factory play, so it looks like he might double produce Thors this time. 2 more barracks going down, 2 more supply depots going down. Doesn't look like there's any upgrades yet. We should see some of those, but I'm sure you just got that for missile turrets in this early game, as mutas are very annoying. But similar builds coming out of these players, which I don't know why, because it didn't really work last game. I'm not going to spoil it who won, who lost, but you will be able to know that if you've watched it. And indeed, we do have a Spire coming up for MaDFroG. He has an enormous amount of minerals and gas, and he also has a mangling nest. Pulling up the production tab, yep, he spent every single bit of that gas on mutas, so a bunch of mutas coming in, 10 total, as he does yet make another hatchery at his 3rd base, and at his 4th base, the high yield, a 4th hatchery. So very, very, very income heavy build that MaDFroG is doing. I believe if he has the right units to deal with SJW, he should be in pretty good shape. MaDFroG is indeed sitting at with a larger army than SJW, but it's those Thors that I don't think he's scouted, because if he scouted those Thors, he would know that these mutas are just going to get ripped apart by these Thors. It looks like they aren't clumped up. He does clump them up just a little bit. Was able to get that Thor down to about half health, as he is trying to break these rocks down of SJW's base. Try to get in here, do a little bit of harassment on his mineral line. There are, however, a lot of torrents and a half-health Thor that looks like it is being repaired by SCVs, which can just be so pesky, just like a battlecruiser being repaired by SCVs. But he sends these mutas in anyways, and they are getting ripped apart pretty good, and these SCVs are able to continue repairing that Thor. So not a very good move on MaDFroG's part again, as he did have about 10 or 11 mutas, and he is down to, well, he still has 11, but there's not 11 there. And where are the other ones? Here are the other ones. So pulling it back up the army tab, that has allowed SJW to jump ahead just by a little bit in the army count. But back at the income tab, wow, look at that. SJW has called up to his Zerg player, MaDFroG, in income. Of course, he's going to be mining just a little bit faster if he's using those mules to the full advantage, as the harvester count is now pretty close to even. This Viking been flying around, looks like it's maybe on patrol or something. Only got 1 kill this time, so not like 4 or 5 like it did last time. So I do have these Speedlings though, as well as these Mutalisks pushing out for MaDFroG. He's just kind of standing around this hill like a watchtower, keeping map control, as he does have these expansions that he does need to protect. Production tab shows that the weapons for the Terran player is getting upgraded. 2 Thors on the way, just as we suspected. Thors being pumped out of both of these factories. Looks like just 3 racks, 2 with reactors. So lots of Marines, lots of Thors. This starport here looks like it only made about one Viking and nothing since. So it looks like we do have centrifugal hooks coming in for the Zerg player, as well as the Carapace upgrade. I was like, what in the world is that? I've never heard it called the full name before, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But the Carapace upgrade and the centrifugal hooks for the Zerg player. The Thor's still on the way, of course, for the Terran player, as they take just a little bit to build. As there might be some kind of confrontation here. Nope. SJW does stem, but he does pull back because he knows he is in the Zerg territory. But he pushes forward yet again. And MaDFroG needs to have something to deal with this. He does have these banglings, but his Mutaclump should deal with this pretty good. As I did miss a drop back here, so I am going to back up. I do apologize for that. So the drop comes in here, nice two-pronged attack as he's trying to run his units back to his base, but this medevac, full of Marines is just going to do some pretty hardcore economic damage for this Zerg player, as he has no defenses back there. But these mutas should be able to mop up these Marines fairly nice, as he was able to finish these banglings morphing in to get rid of this very nice two-pronged attack. These mutas should be able to kill this medevac, as yes, it goes down any more longer, and that Thor would have just ripped those mutas apart. So a ton of mutas. If we pull up the units tab, 23 mutas, 6 lings, and of course 4 queens to keep up the larva production at his bases. Looking at the income tab though, it looks like he didn't kill that many drones. If he did, he is still behind SJW, that is, but it does look like SJW is going to secure his 3rd base, as he has almost mined out his main and he is severely oversaturated there. So, a very large number of Thors pushing out. 6 Thors versus 23 mutas. It's not looking too good for MaDFroG. He should definitely get a lot more banglings, a lot more lings, maybe some broodlords to deal with these Thors as he pushes out. Scan does go down, killing off anything that could have been burrowed, as we did see MaDFroG research a burrow. So a nice concave on these Thors, convex, whichever, gonna wipe out this hatchery. As there is a huge battle going down over here too, but it's never a good idea to go into some kind of base race with this with a Terran, as they can just lift off, and these Thors are just coming in, just ripping apart everything in its path, killing lots and lots of overlords. And these mutas were able to kill this factory, so that did stop one Thor from being produced, but there is indeed another one on the way. These mutas are going to try to combat this huge number of Thors, but I think they are going to be very out of position for this, as there's just way too many Thors to deal with that many mutas. So looks like more mutas spawn. Looking at the units tab, we do have 33 mutas against 6 Thors, and these Thors are just going in here and having their way with this Zerg base. Looks like he is going to push in. MaDFroG is going to push in with these mutas against these Thors. They are not clumped up, so their splash damage is not affected. He is actually killing a lot of these Thors off. It looks like he has killed 1, 2. Oh, well, looks like he called GG, as that was the last of his mutas. But let's look. Yeah, wow. Sitting on about 3,000 minerals and 1,000 gas. And looking at the production tab, he did have a bunch more lings on the way, so not sure why he GG'd. I mean, there was a lot of Thors. There were 5 Thors total, but 2 in the red. Anyways, I'm not a pro. He knew what he's doing. There is money on the line, so we know they tried as hard as they could. Again, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching to this replay. This was a best of 3 for the EPS Nordic 3, put on by the ESL. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is 404, and we'll see you later.